everyone, welcome back to Beyond Studio Pilates. My name's Hannah and today I want to take you through some more advanced mat work exercises. So these are some of my favourite exercises and I'm just going to add in some extras to make them a little bit more challenging. For those that feel like you really want a little bit more progression now, I hope you find this really beneficial. It's not really suitable for complete beginners. Coming into kind of a bit of a extended box, so your hands are in front of your shoulders. You're going to take your left leg out so that you're on your toes, and then your right leg comes out to join it, and you should now be in that plank position. You might just need to move and work with your hand position. Pelvic floor engaged, core is on, shoulder blades just melting down your back. Make sure your shoulders aren't up near your ears. Eye line stays down in front of you. You're going to lift your right leg and then do 2 little pulses to the ceiling and then slowly lower. Then left side, lift and pulse, slowly lower. Right side, lift and pulse, slowly lower. So as you lift, make sure you're not hip hitching. And as you put that foot back down, there shouldn't be a big transfer of weight. So you're keeping everything nice and still, nice and in control. Core is working hard. Make sure your pelvis isn't sticking up in the air. I'm going to do one more on each side. Final one. And then we're going to bring one knee down and 2 knees down and just come into your child's pose. Just have a little rest here for me. Take a few big breaths. And now we're going to do a second set. So coming back into your extended box, you're going to take that left leg out, right leg comes out to join it. Now, if you find that you're slipping on your mat, try putting your hands on the floor. As long as you haven't got a wooden floor, you'll probably find that it'll be a little bit stickier. Then from here, we're going to lift that right leg. Same thing, 2 pulses. Lift the left, 2 pulses. Keeping your pelvis in alignment, so make sure you haven't taken it up into the air. Keep those core muscles working, ribs in line with your hips. Slowly placing your foot back on the ground, so you're not kind of like dropping it back down. You're controlling the movement. Make sure you're breathing. Don't mind how you're breathing at the moment, just keep breathing. Final 2 on each side, doing really well. Final 1 on each side. And then we're going to bring 1 leg down and 2 legs down. And again, we're just going to come back into child's pose. Just have a few breaths here. So nice wide thoracic breathing, remember. Inhale for about a count of 5 and then exhale for about 6 or 7. So your exhale is always longer than your inhale. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to come down onto our front. So you're going to need a little cushion to have underneath your forehead. And then you're going to come down onto your front. You're going to place your fingertips underneath your hip bone, so it gives you a bit of feedback. What I want you to really focus on for this next 2 exercises is your hips staying level, so the pressure on your hands stays level. You're not rolling your pelvis from side to side. So we're going to lift and lower each leg. So to start with, core engaged, pelvic floor on. Make sure that those ribs are in line with your hips. You're not pushing your belly into the mat to get your leg off the ground. And you're just going to bend your right leg. Foot is flexed and the sole of your foot is to the ceiling. Hold it here and then keeping that weight nice and even, you're just going to gently lift and lower. So it doesn't have to be a really high lift. What I want you to focus on is that the pressure on your hip bones stays equal. So you shouldn't be rolling towards the left as you lift. That was an over exaggeration just to show you what I meant. So keeping that weight even, just slowly lifting and lowering that leg. So this is a bit like the one we do standing on the block if you've done that one before. Going to do 5 more, doing really well. This is really a lovely exercise for your glutes. Final 2 and final 1. Then you're going to take that leg down, stretch out through that leg, point your toe or flex your foot, I don't mind. Lift that leg back off the floor, check in with that hip pressure. Eye line stays down at the floor and we're just going to do circles. Keeping that pressure even. We're halfway there. 3, 2, 1, and then reverse your circle. Keep breathing, keep your eye line down at the floor, core engaged. 3, 2, 1, and then bring that leg back to the floor. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So thinking about that pressure on your hips, lifting up, sole of your foot is pointing at the ceiling, eye line is pointing at the ground, and then lift and lower. Belly button to spine, pelvic floor engaged, keeping that weight even in your pelvis, so try not to rock. Halfway there. 2 and 1, and then stretching that leg out, either flexed foot or pointed toe, I don't mind, lifting that leg, and we're into our circles. So keep your circles slow and controlled, really working into that hip joint. Think about that circle coming from your femur, so from the top of your leg. Halfway there. 2, 1, and reverse. Stretching that leg out. 3, 2, 1, and then bringing that leg back down. And we're going to do a shorter set now on the other side. So core engaged, keeping your position. You're going to bring your right foot up, sole of your foot to the ceiling, core on, and then we're going to lift. This time we're just doing 6, keeping that pressure equal. 2, and final 1, and then bring that leg back down, pointed toe or flex foot onto our circle. So lift and circle. 3, 2, 1, and then take it in the other direction. 3, 2, 1, and then bring that leg down. Seems a lot quicker, 6 than 10. Other foot comes up, foot, sole of your foot to the ceiling, core engaged, keeping that weight even, eye line down in front of you, and lift. 2, 1, and then stretching that leg out, flex foot or pointed toe, and then circle, keeping that weight even on your hips. 3, 2, 1, and then take it in the other direction, core engaged, think belly button to spine. 3, 2, 1, and then coming back down. From here, you're going to bring your right arm into your swan dive position, so elbow in front of your shoulder. Left hand is coming next to your left shoulder. Then you're going to bend your knees, look to the left, and take your legs over to the right hand side, holding it there. So you're just stretching out through that chest. And coming back to the middle. Right hand is coming into your next to your shoulder. Left arm goes into swan dive, so elbow in front of your shoulder, and then you're taking your legs over to the left if you need to, just applying a little bit of pressure through that right hand so you get that chest stretch in the left hand side. Just breathing into your stretches. And coming back to the middle, taking those legs out long, hands onto your shoulders, pushing yourself back, and you're going to come into your wide-kneed child's pose, stretching your arms out in front of you, shoulder blades down your back, holding it here, keeping your head lifted so don't take your head to the mat, so keeping a nice long neck. So from here, we're going to come into our roll up. So change my direction of travel. Feet are coming so they are hip width apart. Now if you have a resistance band, you can always put that round your feet as well, just to give you a little bit of a hand if you're going all the way to the floor. But I'm going to show you the prep first, and then if you want to, you can just continue with the prep while we go to the floor. So arms are coming up in front. You're sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones. Think space at your neck, space in your waist. Holding for an inhale. And then exhale, you're going to tuck your chin, tilt your pelvis, and slowly roll yourself back to where you can feel those core muscles are really working. And we're going to hold it here for 30 seconds. Keep your chin tucked so you're not putting any excess pressure on your neck, holding it here. Then you're going to slowly, with control, bring yourself back up to sitting. Hold it here for an inhale. And then exhale. Again, tucking your chin, tilting your pelvis, slowly taking yourself back. Keep those shoulder blades down away from your ears, your chin tucked, hold it here. And then slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. So holding at the top for an inhale. Exhale. Tuck your chin, tilt your pelvis, take yourself back. And then once you're here, just making sure you're breathing thoracically, but keep breathing. Halfway there, we're nearly there. And then slowly coming back up. So final time with our prep. So holding for an inhale. Exhale. Tuck your chin, tilt your pelvis, take it back to where you can hold it. So feeling those core muscles working. Keep that pelvic floor engaged. And then coming back up. Okay, so you can either continue with prep, or we're going to go all the way to the mat now. So holding at the top for an inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, really important you keep that chin tucked. So either coming back and holding your prep, counting to your own count of 30, or you're going to just slowly, with control, bring yourself all the way to the mat. Bring your arms over your head. Check in with that rib to hip connection. Make sure you haven't arched your back. If you've got the band, you can just have the band laying by your sides at the moment. Then you can inhale. Exhale, arms are coming into the air. Take another inhale. Then exhale. You're going to start to peel yourself off the ground. You can grab hold of the band if you have the band. Try not to really pull on the band, have it more as kind of a support system than a kind of the band is doing the work for you or your upper body is doing the work for you. So we're going to do 2 more here. So inhaling at the top, tuck your chin, tilt your pelvis. So a bit like with our roll down to the mat, we're now placing each vertebrae on the floor nice and slowly. So it's a really slow, controlled roll to the mat. Arms coming over your head, taking an inhale. And then exhale. Arms come to the sky. Core engaged. Inhale. Then exhale. Tuck your chin. Slowly rolling up. Thinking about the top of your head leading the way like you would with your roll down. Sitting back onto those sit bones. Final one. So if you're doing prep, you can just have a rest now. Taking an inhale. Exhale. Really slow, controlled roll to the mat. Arms come up and over your head. Check in with that rib to hip connection. Keep your pelvis in neutral. Hold for an inhale. And exhale. Hold for an inhale. And exhale. Tuck that chin slowly with control. Bringing yourself back off the floor. Okay, super, well done. Thanks for joining my progression mat work today. I hope you found it really beneficial. Check out my playlist for other videos you can do from wherever you are, whenever you like. Thanks for watching.